Good Monday morning, Vital Men, and happy Easter. I tell you what, it's exciting times. We've just experienced the whole season of Lent, and then also too, we went through the Passion of the Week, and then now Easter has come, and now it's Monday. You know, some exciting things as I think about Easter and the things that experience it means, and the power of the resurrection is something else, and what it does for us, because it creates new life, not only physically, but also too spiritually, and that's the biggest thing. And one of the things I want to share with you this morning comes out of the book of John. First, I want to read a little bit about what Mary Magdalene did, and then it goes back and shares about what happens with John and Peter. It says this: early on Sunday morning, while it was still dark, Mary Magdalene came to the tomb and found that the stone had been rolled away from the entrance. She ran and found Simon Peter and the other disciple, the one whom Jesus loved. She said, "They have taken the Lord's body out of the tomb, and we don't know where they have put him." You know, Mary Magdalene right now is in anguish. She feels like her Lord has been taken, and where has he gone? And they've just spent these 3 days of mourning, and now she's come to the tomb and finds it empty and doesn't remember the words that Jesus had spoke to them, that he would be resurrected from the dead. But I like what happens next. I love what these two men do. It says this. It says that Peter and the other disciples started out for the tomb. They were both running. But the other disciple outran Peter and reached the tomb first. He stooped and looked in and saw the linen wrappings lying there, but he didn't go in. He also noticed that the linen wrappings were lying there, while the cloth that had covered Jesus' head was folded up, lying apart from the other wrappings. He noticed some significant things that were changed. But the disciple who had reached the tomb first also went in, and he saw and believed. For until then, they still hadn't understood the scriptures that said Jesus must rise from the dead. And they went home. Now, the interesting thing is this. Here's two disciples. One, the one who Jesus loved, which we know was John. But there's also Peter. And the significance of the two, they both come running. And obviously, John, being a younger man, can outrun Peter. And he gets there first, but he noticed some significant details of the folding of the linen and the body that was gone. But Peter, he rushes in. He doesn't hesitate. And sometimes, men, that's how we got to be. We go in and we see what's going on. But the things that I noticed significant here, the difference between John and Peter, it says immediately, the one who Jesus loved, which was John, immediately remembered and knew that Jesus was resurrected from the dead. Peter had heard the same things coming from Jesus' mouth, but yet it says we don't see anything being said that he believed. He just thought Jesus' body was taken, just like Mary Magdalene. But here's the key for us this morning. They came running. How often in our faith as men do we come running after Jesus? Do you pursue him? Because in the midst of the resurrection and everything that was going on in the midst of the disciples' life, and today we celebrate the resurrection, that Jesus came from death and conquered death. Do you pursue him? Do you chase after the Lord? And that's the biggest question I want to leave with you this morning. Do you chase him? My hope is this, Vital Men. If we're going to have any say in this world, if we're truly going to be lights in the midst of dark places, if we're truly going to be like the original 12 disciples, we have to have moments in which we chase Jesus. How is your chase? Vital Men, happy Easter, and we'll see you next week.